long time coming.
Uy. Ito, yun lang, medyo sensitive siya.
Oh! Not over this way.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, grabe.
Ah, grabe.
Ako mag-shout out, Kats.
Ah, sige ka. Ay, sabo man. Sabo mga vlogger. O ginawa na sa.
Spider-Man. Nagkukulo kayo. Sino niya?
Si Jonas Sultan.
Ay!
Nagdula na siya Jerwin sa kwadrat. Dipinsa ni Jerwin sa Fresno, Jerwin.
Fresno, California.
Oh, may karon amigo sila sir.
Oh!
Ang mga vlogger. Nagsilabasan ng mga vlogger.
Uling lang, pwede na. Uling.
Ay, may kuhan si Sir. May painted pen ka, Kats. Kay Jerwin, tsaka...
Oo, yan. Dua sila. Kaya po ng prenda.
Ay, wag magulo sa mga vlogger. Aha. Hala, daghanan.
No! Nabangan talaga.
Bala na ito po yun.
Hala.
Finally, he's here, diba?
Yes. Let's not jinx him.
No,
Okay, ikagating ba?
Ito ka, Kats.
how
Lagi,
long
lagi.
have been waiting for this now? October? I feel like it's been since October.
Pwede mo ka-shout out to?
Basically November of 2019.
Shout out sa'yo.
When I did the whole Carson and went around the other line.
November 3rd, 2019.
Puro mga vlogger tanong. Hindi sa kay.
We have to sign.
This is a real guy right here. New name?
One Punch Man.
Looks good, man.
Like, subscribe, YouTube, Jerwin Sultan YT. For real.
Karon lagi.
Jerwin, no!
You have some rider. Yes. Yeah.
This is great.
Eh, pintel pen? Yeah.
I get shirt.
Walang
That's original.
Training mo dyan.
There's only one left. I think only one left.
I have that in my house.
Pati pamilya sa Pilipinas, makakalam.
No relation to Los Angeles. He just
Ay, Lance.
Hindi na mga
Jack Ma, One Punch Man daw. Next time. Yan yung magiging ano namin rename.
I'm not sure if he's still online.
Sir Sean!
Jonas Sultan YT.
Jonas Salty, YT. Over the minutes, Big Boss Jr.
The fan club back here, the fan club.
See the back? Cactus ones. Yeah, that beautiful.
The J is
Big
coming, sir.
Boss and the champ.
Yeah.
Look good.
Yeah!
Po na to sila, Kats.
Ha? Ay, ba't ipakuan?
Ayan o, mga bisita natin. Bisita.
We can, pretty sure we can.
Yan! Bisita natin yan.
Gotta meet our trying to set it up. So get it ready. So let's go. Let's get started.
Yeah, but we have to set it up.
Yeah, so let's go. The guy said he's ready to go.
Yes.
Big Boss.
Kaya ako na yung taga-speaking. Speaking.
Let's go! Hello, sa J. Robes TV.
TV.
Dagan na. Hala.
Pabutin natin ng 3,000 viewers. Share lang tayo mga loads sa Facebook account.
Di na kinanglan TV, no?
Hindi na.
Di na.
YouTube na tanan.
Yeah.
Mag-live sana.
Pag-live, mga katong sa kon.
Sa Buanga?
Oh, sambang ka. Tara. Para, natanaw.
Di mo kuan.
Mag-live ka?
Nag-live ka do sa
Kasi
Buanga.
may skandal na.
Ano sila?
Kasi may skandal. May skandal.
Malapit sila, kaya tayo malayo. Okay lang ba?
Okay na
okay lang.
You go here?
You stay here?
Whatever's like, this is the main.
Rating right here.
You set it up.
This kind of stinks, so keep an eye on it.
Yes. Launch meeting.
Grabe nga na, chambata ba?
Saan pa ko po lang kayo?
Sige, okay lang. Upo ka dito, masayon, taka.
Shout out watching from Tanduan is Michael Jobson. Shout out tayo doon.
Gusto ka kami kayo. makuan sila.
Okay. Oh, ikuha na atras gamay.
Sige.
It's okay.
Basta. Kita raman.
Ancajas.
Coach's page.
It's okay. It's okay.
Say hello, Coach.
Big Bazaar, Big Bazaar.
That's it right there, baby. That's all you need to know. Big boss. Very fan friendly. Big boss.
Yes, Sir Ben.
Big boss.
Jom daw, jom.
Hindi iyan magamay. Hindi makita dia ubos. Dapat makita ang sa baba. Ha?
April 5. April 5?
April
5? 10.
April
10 po.
Ikaw, wala ka 5?
20 days away.
Yeah, 20 days.
Exactly 20.
April 16.
Sige.
Sa Mexico.
Mexico? Ano kontrol mo? Mexicano?
Mexico.
Tigit.
Asa?
Baba na to. Pwede man makita.
Iba na to kapulkon.
Ha? Ay, balin. Halalo kita may luoy ani.
Ako dala na coach.
Ha? Sige, taro nga. Ay, di okay ra nang naka-steady kay magkurog-kurog og kuan.
Ay, plastada. Plastada.
Pino, shout out. John Lee Salayaw.
Yeah, how is it printed? You send that to me. So
Saya Saway.
Aha.
Brendan, what? You send me the Zoom file?
Naruto. Lonye.
Nara diri coach, tanaw ko sa imong page.
Ha?
Diri ko mag-chat ka.
Oh, sige. Oo, pwede din, no?
Right here. Coach.
Yes, Noli. Ask him. What's he need?
Hello. Hello, sir. How are you?
6 months.
Hi. Good, good. Morning.
Introduce yourself. Brendan Gibbons. Sean Silver.
Yes. To hear others, please call.
Great, good to see you. To see everyone. Is everyone there?
Yes. I'm trying to.
Shout out Jason Wayne.
Zoom live.
Okay, so-
Make the sign.
So it'll be on this. Here, you take this. So you go over there.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna use. But this is going to broadcast.
Well, what are they gonna see?
They're gonna see. That's when they talk. That's what the voice is.
Good setup.
Yeah. Yeah. So this will be.
So that's what is behind there.
Yeah, but open it up and you have the video. And turn it up.
What are we looking confused?
Yeah,
See all that.
So you have to look at that and look like, what do you? Oh no, they see that.
You're gonna see this.
They see that right now, so I have to read.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on one second, Noli. We'll be back.
No, leave.
Atras gamay.
Here, what do you help? We don't want to be seen on this.
You have to have that open and talk to them.
Yeah, but then that's what they're looking at. That's the problem.
They look at this one.
Here.
Okay, then that's, we're gonna talk to that one.
Yeah.
This is open, that's all they're gonna see and hear us.
No, they go on this one. That is so you can have the audio and you
Yeah,
can talk to them.
yes.
But I'm not gonna.
Because
open
it's
all that.
close to you.
You can just turn off the camera. Like this is music right now.
Jonas, ikaw taga-bantay. Dali ka lingkod o Jonas. Manang ibalin ni mo?
Ha? Wala pa klaro. Hindi na tarong mo pag okay na tanan.
Hello. Dako. Oh. Hello. Ben. Kung kamera. Ano naman na? Oh.
Kita na lang.
Look at that screen.
Tabingi man.
That's what you see.
Okay ra kos. Oh, ana.
But once I set
Tommy,
that
Asa mo?
Gernan.
that's what
Shout
they'll
out
watch.
from
Yeah,
Guam.
you see what they're gonna watch.
Yes, mga
Kung may
idol.
guwang-guwang ka na.
Dami na akong fan sa Guam.
This is
Idol
all.
ko, shout out. Marabit, babait.
Bait boss
Oh, mabait ako.
Naruto.
Kahit tulog gising. Ronel Amoroso.
J. Robis. Andyan
Bien
na si
amoroso.
J. Robes.
Oh, mamaya ayusin ko pa to. Hindi pa final eh. Mamaya.
Good luck, Idol Jerwin.
Hindi pa final yung ano namin.
To look at
Hindi pa to final.
Good morning.
I'm seeing all these people.
Thank you for
You're
joining
not seeing
us.
them. You're seeing them, but they're not seeing you.
Inyara ka mo ba
San
ako?
Diego, narot ko si Lonnie. Shout out, taga San Diego pala. 3 hours nandito.
How do I get rid of some of these?
Mabait ako,
Hey, you
katulog.
here?
Pasensya na, may ano. Oh, yes.
Yo, diyan ako pisto niya. Yo, usig lagaw niya.
Ikaw dili.
Dili, yo, sudah ko gamay.
Oh, dili. Kuha.
Isibog na ako, yo.
This is what they're looking
Ano,
at.
ano.
They're looking at.
Bantay ni Mama.
Dili ko.
Mars. Yeah. Talo ko dyan sa ano, Mars.
Buntis pa. Buntis pa hiram mo.
Nino.
Hindi ba, ano. Kasi ito, buti na lang meron. Malaki.
Kaya hindi kanina yan.
Eh,
They don't see the.
kasi yung importante sana. No choice ako, buti meron.
Oh, they know.
Pero meron pa ko isa.
I see it though.
Akala ko, ala.
Walang ano, walang ganito.
Hotel room.
Hotel room, yeah.
Hotel hall.
Ah, di
Long
ba?
as you can see the big boss.
Ah, di makita ang big boss na
Hey,
yun.
yo, long as you see the big boss, right?
I don't think you can see it.
Dahil natong
I don't
big boss
see it.
na kuwan.
Sorry.
I see it everywhere. What do you mean?
I don't.
You guys are recording the stream, right?
Hello, Lee. Hello?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, how's the picture? Can you see us okay?
Ikaw na lang Tio.
Sunod na rin.
Actually, there's no big boss logo, is there?
Sunod na rin. Sinumpak lang. Sinumpak rin.
Yeah, open it up.
Long as you see big boss, hey, long as you see big boss, I don't need to be in the picture.
You know who are you?
Oh no.
There's Sir Mark in the house.
I think we saw each other in the night fight up in Fresno. Was it Fresno? Yeah, I was there with Bombs there.
Very good, very good.
Coach.
Yeah, the.
Okay, excited ka ba?
Yeah, that was before COVID there.
Pre-COVID. That was fun. That was good.
Where's Jobin Sports at? Jobin Sports.
No fight after that one. Or he fought in a German got canceled after. Who did he fight after tonight? In Mexico?
Support tayo mga idol sa laban. Ayas, yan. J. Robis. Shout out sa iyo, J. Robis. Supporter talaga to.
Is this the guy who did the visa?
Yes.
Oh, so he finally got one.
It was 2019.
In
It was November, like
Airbnb.
2019 was the first supposed to happen.
And then we got COVID.
No, it was visa the first thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then COVID. But that's when the time was like first. It's been,
I think wala yung
a year and a half.
Yeah.
What up, Mark?
Sorry. Shout out sa 31,000.
Morning.
You're welcome sa iyo, J. Robis TV.
Oo naman, dapat lang talaga. Muna tayong lumabas. Nakakatakot.
One picture here, coach. Coach.
Pag alam mo,
More, one,
pagdating, alam mo,
Pa-shoutout naman dyan, Kuya Idol. G-Sir Ancajas. Uy, si G-Sir Ancajas. Shoutout sa'yo from Survival Camp. Nanood pala ka. Richard Dumaging Jr. Good luck, Idol. I know you can bring back the crown. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dikit-dikit ang mga pasahero.
Dikit. Ako po. Kaya, wala na, pinabayaan na tayo. So, ingat-ingat. Ingat-ingat.
kanya-kanya na lang. Kanya-kanyang...
Kaya dito po sa boxing.
Wax out, dahon. Wax out.
Good news!
Kaya para naman simula ng linggo, good news muna tayo, di ba? We'll start in a few minutes. Ipahintay lang natin yung iba. I'll give them about maybe 5 minutes before we begin. Kasi may marami pong nagsabi that they will join us, you know, friends. Hello, Peter, kamusta?
No, sir, I'm okay. Can we record?
Yes.
We are going to record this. But if you are that, anong tingin mo? Did they record on your own?
I'm not sure if
We're gonna shoot a little video of it.
Alright, let me see your phone. We will give you copies ng ano,
Thank you.
no recording. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, nice house here, people here.
But this is the main, right, what you look at, this camera. That's what you look at when you're talking.
I think that's a good camera to look at.
Sally will be on the Zoom. So we have Jerwin.
I just think, all I think is, it's his roast beef, the chicken.
Shout out Cuatro Alas. It's my boy.
It's like tamarind. That's what it is.
At the A-listers,
That's why they call
the
it
A-listers.
tamarind soup.
A-listers.
See, I didn't know. I just thought the goat was sour. So it's a soup, so I feel better eating it. Yeah.
Sour.
I thought the meat was, that's why I was like, it was,
Benito.
Only tamarind.
Put sugar. Put sugar in.
I'm using this for
Benito.
because Mark's not here, so this was like
Benito, you look amazing for 10 o'clock in the morning. You look fantastic. You look great.
Hey, Sean, he wakes up at 4. Come on.
I don't think he sleeps. He texts me at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning, 8. He doesn't need much sleep for Superman, for the dean of them all. So,
Jay has Disney work today.
and one day we'd like to rejoin you all in the Philippines. It'd be lovely.
We got work today.
really?
Yeah.
We can't see
We
you.
got the link though.
Hold on one sec.
Sir, can you use my...
Hold on 1 second. Dean, what do you mean can't see?
Everyone else can see you?
Hold on, Dean. Noli, can you see us? Can you see Jerwin?
Oh, wait, wait. It's on Zoom. You could do speaker.
I think it's Dean. We can bring the shot up a little closer if we need.
We'll start in a minute or two. Okay, so
Which one's the speaker so loud? Yeah.
all the members of the media.
Technical difficulties.
Pakita naman yung mga walang sa camera, pakita kayo para makita naman ng mga ni
Sugar?
Jerwin at saka ni Mark. Lahat ng mga bisita.
Coach King.
I look like Coach Skin. I know it's not Coach. He's on there. He's undercover. Coach is undercover.
Boss Mark McStyle.
Okay, so
Okay, 1 second.
Shout out sa'yo, Idol.
Zoom.
Sana all.
wala pa the recording of this virtual press one. So maybe at the
Can you connect on your computer?
I know that everyone's busy.
The speaker?
Alam ko kayo, the media is very busy. You all have
Because if you connect your little speaker, he just wants to know.
Sean, are you ready back there?
1 second, almost ready.
Connect the speaker to the Zoom.
I think so.
Oh,
I don't know. I never tried connecting anything on laptop.
yeah, it's like not.
I love the backdrop.
Thank you. Only the best for Big Boss. Only the best.
works or not?
We're just trying to get our speaker.
I just realized I'm recording on the laptop, so I can't connect up to it.
Trying to see, let's go with that. I can grab the big speaker real quick. Wait 1 second.
Give us 1 second.
Mr. Blogger.
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay raw. Nagsisimula na po ang ating conference. Sinisit up pa nila yung audio. Pa-shout out lang Justin Flores. Justin Flores. Cuadro alas Moises.
Hindi ako nag-live class. Check ko na.
Hindi siya nag-live kasi walang copyright. Pag may copyright.
Saan?
No.
God bless you all every promoter.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Wow.
Louder. We hear you louder.
Terrific.
Yeah, we just hooked up.
Ready?
We're gonna turn down the speaker 1 sec. We hooked up a speaker so we can hear better.
Your neighbors might be hearing this press con already, although, maybe this can be heard by Jonathan Rodriguez.
Shout out
Okay,
Idol.
1 more sec. Go ahead and talk,
Kairado.
Noli. Testing.
Waku Itirado.
Testing,
Okay.
testing,
Shout
Sean.
out
Perfect.
Sultan kailan naman.
We're ready when you guys are.
All right,
Dennis
all right,
Selvania.
let's go. So,
Next.
let's begin our
Katapos ni Julian, may laban tayo. May laban
Magandang umaga po sa
sa
lahat ng
Mexico.
mga members of the media who have attended this morning, and of course, good evening to our VIP guests back in the United States. The past few weeks have been all bad news in terms of our conditions here in the Philippines. And
Shout out
somehow
Mike
we'd like to
Mark
start our
Gabriel
week by
Zamora.
giving you some good news today, and that is why this press con has been called by Big Boss Cement, Big Boss sa Tatag, Big Boss sa Tibay. And before I continue, may I just, I would just like to introduce the members of our panel today, our special guests for this virtual press con. First of all, let me introduce the Senior Vice President for Big Boss Cement, who is here with us today, Dr. Ishmael Ordonez. Magandang umaga po, sir, Dr. Ish. Thank you for giving your support. I would also like to introduce the marketing head of Big Boss Cement, Ma'am Pen De Leon. Good morning, Pen. And of course, I'd like to say hello to the very hardworking person in our group, si Richard, our producer Gab, and si Mike Santilia. Now to introduce the VIP guests all the way from the US. First, I'd like to introduce the man of the hour, the guy that will be fighting very, very soon, and the announcements will be made later. The IBF super flyweight champion of the world, Jerwin Pretty Boy Ancajas.
Yeah!
Our pinagmamalaki, the undefeated featherweight, Mark. And of course, the team of the Ancajas team, led by Coach Boben Jimenez. And of course, the man who's putting this all together.
Yun lang.
No,
Sandal
good
na ba?
friend of Philippine boxing
Japan.
and the president of MP Promotions, Mr. Sean Gibbons.
He's a Filipino. Woo!
All right. Just before we give the floor for the announcement, I would like to give some special house rules for this virtual press con. Number one, we will allow question and answers or questions to be thrown by the media, by the Philippine media later. We would like to request that you put your name in the chat box so that we can find an order. The first one to put his name there. I have seated Tinito as the first lang to give these questions a little later. But everyone else, please put your names. We will allow 2 questions per member of the media plus 1 follow-up. And then you can go back and ask a few more questions to allow everyone else to be able to ask questions. We also request that everyone put yourself in mute unless you are going to talk so that we can unmute you just for an orderly and organized event today. And finally, for those who will need a copy of this recording, please send also in the chat box. Our producer Gab Malyari will send you a copy of this of the recording of today's virtual press con. All right. So at this point, I will now give the floor for the opening announcement about why we are having this press conference today. And I will give the floor to Mr. Sean Gibbons. Sean, you have the floor, please.
Okay, thank you, Noli, and thank you to all the members of the Big Boss team, Philippines media. I always get a big smile because you're the most passionate. You love covering boxing. And we're here today to announce IBF World Champion Jerwin Ancajas' next fight, April 10th on Showtime, and also world-rated contender Mark Mixayo will be fighting on the undercard. You know, this is a fight that it's been a long time coming, a real long time. Last November, it was scheduled, and we had some problems with Jonathan Javier Rodriguez's visa, and then the pandemic hit. So basically, you know, Jerwin's been here in the U.S. since October, made a lot of sacrifices for this fight. So is Coach Joven Jimenez, Joven Sports. And we're just really excited. And the support we get from the Philippines, the support we get from Big Boss Cement, we appreciate that. And come April 10th, it's very important because a lot of people always underestimate guys that they don't know a lot about. So we look at this fight as the biggest fight Jerwin's had in his career so far because he needs to get past this to get to the rest of them. So that's why we're here today, and we appreciate everybody tuning in this morning.
Thank you very much, Sean. Now, we will ask an opening statement from our own champion, Jerwin Pretty Boy Ancajas. Jerwin, opening statement lang, please.
Una po, magandang umaga po sa inyo dyan, sa inyo sir, sa lahat po ng mga media na nandito ngayon sa press ko na to. Nagpapasalamat po ako unang-una sa Panginoon dahil binigyan ako uli ng ganitong pagkakataon at lalo na nabigyan na din ako ng laban sa halos isang taon din na hindi nakalaban at nagpapasalamat ako lalo na sa Big Boss kasi parang sila yung ano sa amin ni Coach Jubin, sila yung nag-suporta nung nagsimula yung mga pandemic, yung Big Boss yung ano sa amin. Nagpapasalamat ako kay Sir Gerbert na walang sawang pagsuporta sa amin at kay Coach Jubin at sa lahat ng team ko at sa lahat ng nandito ngayon sa ano namin nagpapasalamat ako sa suporta nila lalo na sa mga kasamahan ko dito Yumer at saka Juna Sultan. Yun po God bless po sa atin, sir.
Maraming salamat, Jerwin.
Yes po.
Ngayon naman, bigyan natin ng pagkakataon to give his opening statement si Mark Magnifico Magsayo. Mark?
Good morning, sir. Good morning sa lahat na nakikinig at ngayon nanonood. At maraming salamat na nasali ako dito sa press conference na to. At pasalamat din ako kay Sir Sean dahil binigyan ako ng pagkakataon ulit na lumaban dito sa US. Pangalawa na ngayon. So, Salamat ako at sa buong team ko sa Biker Gym.
Maraming salamat, Mark.
Thank you po.
And at this point, siguro bigyan natin ng konting pananalita rin mula kay Coach Joven Jimenez. Coach, konting opening statement lang, Coach.
Maraming salamat po. Unahan na sa Panginoon. Pangalawa kay Sir Sian. Siya po yung tatay namin dito sa US. Siya po yung nagbigay lahat. Moral, financial, at lahat-lahat po. Big Boss, maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta.
Thank you, Coach Joven. And now, before we open the floor for questions, I will now turn this over to the Senior Vice President of Big Boss Cement, Dr. Ishmael Ordonez, to give a statement for and on behalf of Big Boss Cement. Dr. Ish, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Nolly. Good morning to everybody, and good evening or for those from other countries. Yes, Big Boss Cement is very proud to be a sponsor and to support our fighters, from the Philippines, lalo na si Jerwin Ancajas and Mark Magsayo. So I think boxing represents what Big Boss Cement really shows in a product, and that is a strong and very matibay at matatag na produkto. No? That's what our cement is all about. That's why we have the gorilla. And so it just makes sense that we back up these fighters from the Philippines, and we know that they're going to do well. So thank you, everybody, for also showing support for Big Boss Cement. Thank you, Jerwin and Mark, for, we wish you all the luck, and we know that you've trained hard for this, and we can't wait for you to knock out your opponents. Thank you also to Coach Joven for supporting our fighters, and Sean, you too, for being there in the States for them. These are tough times, but we'll get through this. And so thank you everybody.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ish. Just as an additional announcement to the members of the media, I'm sure this will be asked, but we will already make the announcement now. In behalf of Big Boss Cement and in behalf of Signal TV, Big Boss Cement is bringing the December 10th fight card to the Philippines on the proper day, December 11th. No, that's the day after, or that is actually a slightly delayed broadcast, same day delayed. It will be shown and broadcasted on One Sports and One Sports Plus, courtesy of Big Boss Cement. So this is the support that Big Boss Cement is giving to Jerwin Ancajas and Mark Magsayo, so that the Filipino can see how good our boxers are, and again, to give pride to our country. Maraming salamat po sa Big Boss Cement. All right, at this point, we will now open the floor for questions, and we will begin with the team. Tinito Henson. Tinito?
Thank you, Con. And hi to all the guys from media, my friends, Viva Sean, Jerwin, Joven, Mark. My question is for Viva Sean. Jerwin was laid off for a long while. Was the inactivity a result of some problem with Top Rank now that he's signed up with Al Heyman at PBC? And how was his problem resolved eventually? And my second question is, Viva Sean, can you tell us a little bit more about the opponents of not just Jerwin, but also Mark? Thank you.
Yeah, Dean, so to answer your first part of the question, basically, last year, April 11th, this fight was scheduled to take place in Tulsa, Oklahoma on a Top Rank show. Jerwin was in the process of getting his visa when the pandemic hit on March 15th. His visa appointment was March 31st. So it took like 7 months for him to finally get his visa and arrive here in October. By that time, basically Top Rank didn't really have dates to put it on. They kind of lost interest in things, and we had the opportunity to join up with Al Heyman at PBC, who's been very good to all the Filipino fighters. He's been good with Mark. He's absolutely with Senator Manny Pacquiao, fights under the PBC banner. So, we're still good with Top Rank. We're still good with Bob Arum. but this opportunity came up to kind of open up things a little too. If Jerwin is successful April 10th, then we have a chance to fight the best of the best. We have the Rat King, Rangbasai. We have, of course, Chocolatito and Estrada are going to fight again for the third time. So basically, there was no issues with Top Rank. The issues were with the visa, the dates, the pandemic, like a lot of people have had. So that was really the deal. Now, for Mark Mixayo, he was lucky enough that he had a visa. He was able to get here in July and had a great fight in October to get his career back on track after quite a layoff. And we got to thank PBC, Al Heyman, for resurrecting here and getting Mark's career going. The guy Mark's fighting, Pablo Torres, 21 wins, 3 losses. Just your game, right in your face type of opponent. This is the fight that's going to put Mark into the next step where we talked about hopefully fighting for a world title, either WBA, IBF Eliminator. So they're both very, very important fights always, because you need to win to keep going to the next step. So that's kind of how we got to where we're at now, and we're just going to be so happy to hear the bell on April the 10th. This has been a long time coming.
That's Pablo Cruz or Pablo Torres?
Pablo Cruz. Yes.
Yeah, what about Jerwin's opponent? Tell us about how dangerous he is.
Well, again, Jerwin's opponents are the most dangerous because 25 years old, Jonathan Javier Rodriguez from Mexico. You look at the records, and recently there was a fighter named Mauricio Lara, 22-3, went to England, fighting Josh Warrington in a non-title fight. Absolutely destroyed Josh Warrington. People said he shouldn't be in the fight before the fight. You look at the record, you don't really see a lot of the record. A kid I have, Angel Fierro, Mexican kid, just went to Puerto Rico and knocked out the kid there in the 6th round. So these type of guys like Jonathan Rodriguez, again, I told you, it's easy to fight Estrada, Chocolatito, Rangbasai, because you know exactly what you're getting. You can watch tape of these guys, but one thing Jonathan brings is heart, determination, Mexican style. In his second to last fight, he fought a guy named Felipe Oracuta. Oracuta had given Juan Estrada a very hard fight, very close fight. Basically, Jonathan knocked him out in the 10th round. He was taken to the hospital in a coma, and thank God he survived and he's okay today. But again, coming with a long layoff like Jerwin's coming, there's a lot of variables in this fight. A lot of people overlook fights like this, but thank goodness Jerwin doesn't. He stays focused. Him and Coach Jobin been training diligently, really, for the whole year, but really since October, properly since they arrived in the U.S. So I look at Jonathan as a guy with nothing to lose. Man, these are hungry guys. They come to bring it all. So they always say it's harder to stay on top than everybody's coming for the title. Everybody's coming for the crown. So I think it's going to be a very fun and exciting fight. And that's where we're at.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you very much, Kenito. Next to ask his questions will be Waylon Galvez of Manila Bulletin, and of course the Chase Down. Waylon?
Thank you, Paul. Good morning to Sean and also to Mark and of course Jerwin. Jerwin, alam natin medyo matagal yung pinaghintay mo. So, paano, mentally, of course, alam natin yung preparasyon mo physically, naghahanda ka dyan, pero mentally, paano mo pinaghahandaan? Ang tagal mo nagantay
Una po, para sa akin po, hindi na bago po sa akin ng maghintay po ng matagal na laban kasi kung naalala niyo po yung pagkakuha ko nitong belt na to kay Mac Joe, parang ganito lang din po yung nangyari sir. Matagal yung laban, halos mabuti ng taon yun bago na tuloy yung laban. Para sa akin sir, hindi na bago sa akin ng ganitong pag-iintay sa sir. Kasi alam ko Panginoon talaga na lahat dito na plano lahat nito. Para sa akin hindi talaga ako nawawalan ng pag-asa, hindi ako nawawalan ng hindi ako nawalan ng kumbaga yung preparation ko nito. hindi ko talaga inano na baka wala nang laban, ganun. Ano lang talaga ako sir, focus talaga ako dito sa laban na to, kung kailan, kung saan man, ganun yun. Talagang nasa isip ko lagi sir.
One quick follow-up lang, Jerwin. Parang less than 3 weeks from now, laban mo na. Sa tingin mo, nasan ka from 1 to 10, nasan yung pagiging, yung preparedness mo, nasaan ka?
Para sa amin sir, lagi naming sinasabi ni Coach Jerwin, hanggang sa laban, ngayon nasa 95% na po kami sa laban o 90% po kami nasa ano na, prepare na po kami sa darating na laban sir.
Okay. Mark, this is for you naman. Ikaw naman, of course, alam natin, ready ka na din. Pero syempre, malayo sa family, halos mag 1 year ka na dyan. And ganun yung sitwasyon natin with the pandemic. Paano mo hina-handle lahat ito as a boxer? Yung family mo nandito. Yung nasa isip ko lang, Mark.
Good morning. Mentally ako, matibay talaga namin na pinagandaan ng mga pagdarating ng laban. Ang pamilya, nag-aantay niya sa Pilipinas palagi at nag-good luck sa amin. At ako, sanay na rin ako na malayo palagi sa pamilya, kaya pinag-focus na ako sa training, sa laban, at pinagandaan namin yung darating na laban.
Thank you, Mark. One question for Sir Sean. Sean, how do you see this fight with Jerwin, of course, and also with Mark? It's been a long time for these two waiting for their respective fights. How do you see the fight going?
First I see Mark's fight. Like all of Mark's fights, exciting fights. He likes to mix it up. He boxes. He's in and out. The guy he's fighting is pretty one-dimensional. Just wants to come get in your face. I could see Mark somewhere in the fight, possibly scoring a KO in the middle rounds. And Jerwin's fight, I think it's going to be explosive. I think it's going to be a Mexican-Filipino rivalry. You have the great, when the Mexicans fight the Filipinos, they take it up to another level. There's something about that that the Senator and Barrera and Morales and Marquez all, developed this rivalry. So I'm cautiously optimistic. Never look past anybody, but I believe Jerwin's real skills will pay the bills. I think Jonathan Rodriguez is a tough, aggressive game guy, but at the end of the day, Jerwin's been a champion now for over 5 years, and I see him, winning possibly later in the fight, just breaking him down as he does most of his opponents. He's just like a surgeon. He slowly breaks him down like he did Israel Gonzalez, like he did the Japanese. So I see a great fight though. I see a lot of action, and people that tune in, they're definitely gonna get their money's worth watching Sunday. So.
All right, thanks, Sean. Mark, good luck. Jerwin, good luck. God bless you both. Thank you.
Thank you, Wilon. Ang susunod pong magtatanong ngayon is Dennis Gasconia of ABS-CBN News Online. Dennis?
Hey, good morning everyone. Good morning to Sean. Jerwin, magandang umaga. Coach. Isang tanong ko lang, Jerwin, kasi may align ka na sa PCC, papalabas yung laban mo sa Showtime. How does it feel to be fighting yung sa same group na humahawak dun kay Manny Pacquiao?
Una na sir, para sa akin, napakalaking opportunity po na makalaban. Unang laban ko dito sa Showtime, sa PBC, at excited po kasi alam po natin na nandito yung sila Sir Manny, nandito yung Mark, halos may mga malaking pangalan po nandito sa PBC po, at sobrang tuwa ko po na nandito po sa PBC, at salamat ako kay Sir Sean na binigyan kami ng pagkakataon na makalaban ko dito sa promotion po ng PBC po.
Then, kasi parang ito na lang yung inaantay natin yung unang laban. Hopefully, pagkasunod doon. And nabanggit na ni Sir Sean na maaaring makaharap ng mga tulad ni Togo Pitay o kaya si Togo Palapito, no? Ano pakiramdam na kasi for so long naghahanap ka ng title unification, di ba? At andito, lumalaki yung posibilidad na mangyayari ito. So ano pakiramdam na you're one step closer na hindi ka sa katuparan?
Kaya po ito yung laban na to, sir. Ito talaga yung pinopos ko ngayon. Talagang, kasi parang ito yung susi na makalaban ako sa unification or sa mga plano ni Jersian, lalo na sa mga may mga pangalan katulad kay Rom Bisay. Lagi naming hinahangad na makalaban sila. Ito yung kaya itong laban na to, sir, pag ideahan ko talaga at ibubuhos ko yung kung ano man yung pinag-training namin, ano man yung kalaman ko sa boxing, ito yung pinakaano ko na laban talaga, sir. Excited, sa totoo lang excited na ako sa laban na to, sir, kasi yun nga po, matagal akong nali-off din sa laban at excited ako sa makakalaban ko po.
One question lang si Mark Magsalo. Mark, ano ba yung hindi mga kalaban mo na to? Hindi mo sabi na pag-isabi yung kalaban mo. Anong description mo sa kalaban?
Yung kalaban ko, pareho kami ng laban. Mas lamang na siya ng konti kasi may 3 siyang talo. Tapos ako, 21 wins lang din. Pareho may 21 wins. So, ano siya, forward siya mo. Lagi siyang nag-forward. So, ang style namin ito, Fergie, gusto niya nakautin namin daw. Like sabi ng Fergie. So, pakita namin pinaka-the-best din sa laban.
Ayun lang po, maraming salamat sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Dennis. Isa pa lamang mo, Mark, mas gwapo ka, saka mas bata. 34 na yata yung kalaban mo, no, Mark? Tama? Alright, ang susunod po magtatanong ngayon is Joseph Ramos from the Business Mirror. Joseph?
Good evening to all of you. Good morning sa atin. Kay Jerwin lang, I would like to ask this question. Sino nagmo-motivate sa'yo or sino ang inspirasyon mo sa laban na to? At of course, kanino mo siya dinidedicate itong fight against Rodriguez sa April 10?
Una-una po, talagang ano naman po talaga sa family, sa amin, sa survival camp, sa team namin sa survival, sa lahat po ng mga sumusuporta sa akin, sa mga naniniwala sa akin sa larangan ng boxing, lalo na sa kina Coach Juben, Jersian, at sa inyo po lahat po na naniwala sa akin, sir. Yun yung, kayo po yung, kumbaga kayo din po yung isang dahilan na na-motivate ako dahil sa inyo, na suporta ninyo sa akin at lalo na po sa ano din po sa Panginoon, salamat ako na tawag dito sa binigyan niyang pagkakataon na makakalaban ako ulit, sir.
Okay. My other question is for Mr. Sean Gibbons. Sir, I would like to what is your plan for Jerwin under PBC? Do you have any upcoming plans after this fight?
Yeah, well, like I always said, you never look past anybody, not look past Jonathan Rodriguez. But I feel we're gonna win. So, yeah, coming out of that fight, we're absolutely targeting again the gentleman from Thailand, Rongvasai. Rongvasai, I think, is kind of the odd man out now because he was supposed to get a rematch with Juan Estrada, but it looks like they're going to do Estrada versus Chocolatito 3. So that's always the fight Jerwin liked. He loves the style, he loves the fight. So we hope we can get that. If not, we just got to get right back in the ring and try to do something in the next 3-4 months while we wait. But he's absolutely, this year, going to have a signature fight. Been a lot of criticism over the years about he hasn't fought the top guys. Well, we're ready now. It's not our fault before. We couldn't, for various reasons, couldn't get those fights together. But we've spoken to Eddie Hearn in regards to Rongvasai. We love that fight. That's really, really the fight that Jerwin wants. So that's kind of the plan. And if not, just try to get a little activity since he's been out of the ring for, close to 15, 16 months.
My last question is for Mark. Mark, after this fight, are you hoping that you'll be in a world title fight soon after this fight, after your fight against Pablo Cruz?
Opo, at kung papalarin ako sa darating na laban sa April 10, at manalo tayo, ay sana bigyan na tayo ng world title fight ni Sir Sean. So, pagbutihin na lang natin at pakita natin ng galing ng Pilipinas.
Anong percent ka na ngayon? Ensayo.
Kondisyon kasi since November pa ako nag-training.
Shout out dyan dyan.
Hanggang ngayon, nag-training pa rin. So, ready na. 8 pounds over, no problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joseph.
Thank you for watching.
Sean, those are words from Mark. You better give our boy a world championship fight soon, Sean. All right.
Definitely the plan. Definitely the plan.
Next one to ask her questions will be Virgie Romano from Taxi Ngayon. Ma'am Virgie.
Hello, good morning.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead, Virgie.
Good evening. I have question for Mr. Shan. Hello, Shan.
Yes, good evening, or good morning, I mean.
Good evening. Yeah. Is this fight going to be without the audience?
Yes.
Jerwin. Oh, yes. So,
Yeah.
Since the fight will be staged without audience, is there any adjustments or agreement made in regards with the purse money of that Jerwin is going to receive?
No, everything's the same with the purse. The only difference is I've been in a few bubbles. I've been in fights where there's no fans. Mark McSio can tell you he fought where there was no fans. When that bell rings, it don't matter if just one person or 10,000. A fight's a fight, and I've seen some tremendous, unbelievable fights. Yeah, you always love to have fans because you like the crowd noise and the cheering. But I'll tell you, these guys, when a bell rings, they just kind of zone it out and the fight starts. It doesn't matter if there's fans or not in there. It's still tremendous action.
So no changes regarding the purse.
Correct.
Yeah. So for Joven Jimenez, coach.
Yes, ma'am.
Medyo matagal-tagal na hindi nakalaban ito si Jerwin. Tingin mo, sapat na ba yung ensayo natin or yung paghahanda natin para sa kanya or hindi tayo... Kasi ang alam ko mula nung nagpunta kayo dyan sa US, hindi naman kayo tumitigil sa pag-ensayo. Wala namang overtraining na nangyari or sakto lang. Ano ba sa tingin mo?
Kami ma'am, binabantayan ko palagi si Jerwin sa training. Unang-una, tuloy-tuloy yung training namin. Wala kaming pahinga mula noong January sa Dipolog pa po kami. Ngayon, ang training niya kailangan minsan hindi ko ituloy. Minsan bawasan ko yung volume para hindi siya talaga ma-overtrain. Last sparring niya, kalaban kay Scrappy 6 rounds. Maganda yung pinalabas niya, maganda yung condition niya. So, naniwala ko na sa laban na 100% kaming maganda ang condition.
One last question. Bali pang siyam na title defense na ito ni Jerwin. Hindi niyo pa ba napag-uusapan na umakyat ng timbang?
Well, tungkol sa pag-akyat ng timbang, nag-uusap naman kami ni Jerwin at sinabi naman niya na kaya pa niya mag-115. Gusto niya talagang maka-unify. So, kami, nag-aantay lang po kami kay Sir Sean kung anong mga plano niya sa amin. Basta kami palaging ready sa laban dahil ayaw namin na itong pagkakataon na binigay sa Panginoon na masayang namin.
Thank you. One more for Mark Magsayo. Mark?
Yes, ma'am.
Nanalo ka dun sa laban mo kay Hermosil. agay sa galaw mo, na dapat mong, tingin mo ba dapat mong pagtuunan ng pansin at baguhin para dito sa susunod mong laban para kay Pablo Cruz?
Pinapokusan po namin ni Coach Freddy ngayon ng stamina, paakyat sa bundok, takbo sa bundok. Kasi yun kung parang tingin ko kulang sa estilo ko. So yun pinapokusan namin ni Coach Freddy. Nagpo-progress naman yung mga training na mga ginagawa namin ni Coach Freddy. So yun po ang strategy namin ngayon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you. Thank you, Virgie. Susunod po magtatanong from Spotlight TV, Fred Dokdokil. Fred?
Mabuhay, everybody. Good morning to everybody from across the ocean. For those of us here in Los Angeles in the U.S., good evening. To our beloved fighters, Jerwin and Mark, my gabi. So my question is for Jerwin. My first question is for Jerwin. Jerwin, how difficult is it to maintain that hunger, that edge as a champion, knowing that obviously this past year that we're in a global pandemic, right? And that affected your last fight. But even before that, back in supposed to be November 2019, us here in Los Angeles, specifically in Carson, we were looking forward to supporting you in your title defense, which also, due to unforeseen obstacles, got pushed back. How hard is it to maintain that, that championship mindset?
Tagalog lang siya. Una-una po, bilang champion po talagang, yun nga po, nasabi ko sa kanila sa ibang media din na itong champion ko parang habilin sa akin to ni Macju eh. Last kaming ni Macju yung huling round namin, yung nanalo ako agad sa kanya, parang binabili niya sa akin tong belt na to at yun yung parang sa akin na talagang pagtyagaan ko habang ako yung nakahawak nitong belt nito. Kumbaga, yung binigay na laban ni Macjo para sa akin, sir. Parang ganun din yung ibibigay ko sa lahat ng mga gustong kumuha yung mga tao nito, mga challenger ko po sa 115 sa IBF ko. Parang yun yung naging ko sir mindset ko talaga na ibubuhos ko sa lahat ng mga makakalaban ko, lalo na dito sa kalaban ko ngayon kay Rodriguez po. At yun yung namin sir, na Coach Jubin, lagi naman si Coach Jubin na ni Coach Jubin sa akin na kung anong mga plano namin sa mga laban sir.
Thank you, champ. My second question is also applicable to Jerwin, but more so with Mark. Obviously, in all of your fights, you have the weight of the Philippine flag behind you, right? But do you feel any added, burden, so to speak, of carrying on the legacy of amazing Visayan champions, including obviously Jerwin?
I look up to Senator Manny Pacquiao because he's my idol, and since 2005, he's my superhero. So I want to be like him, and I will do my best to become a world champion.
Daghang salamat. Ayo, Jerwin and Mark. Thank you so much.
Thank you, salamat.
Thank you so much, Fred. The next one to ask their questions again. We will allow one final listing, please, for the members of the media who would like to ask their questions. We will have now Ron De Los Reyes. Please ask his questions now. Thank you. Ron, nakamute ka, Ron. Nakamute ka. Ron, please unmute.
All right. Yes, good morning. I wanted to ask Sean about the audience, but this was already asked by Virgie earlier. So I'd like to focus my questions to the two boxers. Looking at you, Jerwin and Mark, parang at home na kayo dyan sa Amerika. At considering that nagkaroon ng winter dyan, and how are you able to adjust to the weather and also to the situation in the US? Especially for Jerwin, kasi una siyang lalaban. Well, for the first time, he will fight in the US.
Sa awan sir no, yun nga po, kasama ko na at least na kaano na kami, naka-adjust na kami sa klima dito, lalo na minsan malamig bigla kasi dito sa lalo na dito sa iniistayan namin, minsan mainit, may time na mainit din sa labas, pag mayang hapon naman sobrang lamig. Kaya mas ngayon sir parang komportable kami na nandito kaysa nandiyan pa kami at yung tawag nyo yung pag ano ng klima sir, yung importante din talaga sir. Yung pag-adjust ng klima ang importante na maanohan namin, kasanayan namin dito sir.
Jerwin, patuloy pa rin ba ang inyong pag-observe ng mga safety protocols, health protocols, considering na mataas pa rin ang cases ng COVID sa Amerika?
Opo sir, yun din po talaga yung inaano namin, lalo na kami na minsan nag-jogging kami sa labas, pero ganun pa rin sir yung ano namin, hindi kami ganong lapit sa mga tao, at saka may mask kami pag tumatakbo, kahit na doon kami sa wildcard, kasi stricto din kasi doon sa wildcard mag-training, at saka dito minsan lang din kami lalabas dito sir talagang kahit mula doon sa nung pag-abot namin dito noong October, hindi kami lumalabas masyado kasi yun nga nagano kami sa COVID po.
Okay, sa question na lang for Jerwin, ano? This will be your 9th title defense, ano? At for the first time siguro, walang manonood na live audience sa'yo, no? Ano sa tingin mo yung magiging adjustment? Will this be different from the other fights that you had before?
Yun din po sir, inaano na natin yung mindset natin sir na talagang kung walang tao meron talagang yung laban. Sabi nga ni Sir Sean, laban talaga kasi itong kalaban ko parang nakikita ko yung sarili ko sa kanya nung naghintay ako ng matagal na bigyan ng pagkakataon ng World Championship. At yun yung inano ko sir, kahit na walang tao na manonood, pero yung mindset ko talagang itong laban na to, hindi birong laban to at ibubuhos at ibubuhos ko yung galing ko dito. At hindi ko yung basta-bastang ibibigay itong hawak ko na belt sir. At yun po, at paano nagpasalamat ako sa kay coach na nandito lagi sir.
Okay, maraming salamat Jerwin, good luck sa iyo at kay Mark, and thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, Ron. We have about 4 more members of the media who will be asking their questions. We will close this after Nick, Mike, Carlo, and then Jerry will be the last one to ask the question. All right, so now we will go with the questions of Nick Diongco from Manila Bulletin. Nick?
Hey, good day to all of you. Good evening sa inyo dyan sa US. And good morning dito sa Pilipinas. Questions for kay Jerwin muna, no? Jerwin, andyan ka October, ano? First week of October ka nandyan, ano? So, by the time na lumabang ka, 6-7 months ka na sa Amerika. And kailan mo lang nalaman na mapapalapat ka? Paano mo nilabanan yung unang muna yung pagiging homesick, tapos yung posibilidad nga na parang there was a time parang walang nangyayari, no? Ensayo ka ng ensayo, tapos wala tayong parang wala tayong makitang linaw kung mapapalaban ba hindi. Kasi kahit ako nga, pag tumatawag siya, parang hindi pa rin niya masabi kung kailan. Meron bang time o stage dyan na dumating siya, pumasok sa isip mo na hindi ka na siguro ako dahil parang wala rin, parang hindi ako makakuha ng laban?
Yun yung sinasabi ko talaga, sir, na ako, sir, habang ako sa boxing, nandito ako sa boxing, hindi ako mawawala ng pag-asa na hindi makalaban kasi unang-una, nagtiwala ako sa Panginoon, sa mga plano ng Panginoon sa akin, sa karir ko. At una-una, nandyan yung mga tao na binigay niya, ginawang daan niya na tumulong sa akin, sa amin, sa team. Nandyan si Sir Sean, nandyan si ang promotion, nandyan yung mga lalo na kay Coach Jobin. Hanggang basta nandito pa ako sa boxing, hindi ako na yun yung isip ko, sir. Yung sakripisyo ko sa bilang din, sir, ama sa mga anak ko, yun yung nag-ano sa akin. Itong lahat na to, sir, sakripisyo ko para sa kanila din, sir.
Alright. Another question for Sean. Sean, you mentioned earlier about giving Jerwin a signature fight this year. A lot of things are happening. As you said, Chocolatito and the other guy, Gonzaga, Estrada are biglang to fight the third time. When you mean signature fight, can you name names if you can, Sean?
Absolutely. Of course, Rungvisai from Thailand. You have Joshua Franco, who holds a version of the WBA title. He holds a regular championship. Anybody with a belt, the Japanese champion, possible. The good thing fighting with PBC and Al Heyman, we're open to anybody. Al's willing to, work with any of the promoters out there, anybody that can make the fight we want. So that's kind of what I mean with signature fight. Jerwin's fought a lot of good fights. Israel Gonzalez has gone on to do tremendous. Jerwin pretty much handled him. The Japanese fighter, a few other defenses along the way. But there's that, you always want that one, that big name that everybody recognizes, that boxing people and media say, oh wow, that's the guy. We know this guy, he beats that guy. So that's really the type of fight we want by the end of the year. And hopefully, with Chocolatito and Ramon Gonzalez fighting, we can get, Rungvisai from Thailand. Love to get the Rat King.
All right, thanks very much. Final question for Mark Magsaro. Mark, gaya nun, ikaw mas matagal ka na dyan sa US, parang July ka yata dating dyan. Ganun din, yung kay Jerwin din, paano mo nilabangan yung siyempre kahit pa paano, naisip mo siguro na bumalik na lang kaya ako sa Pilipinas. Pumasok ba sa isip niyo yun? Kasi parang dito sa Pilipinas, mukhang tama yung ginawa niyo, nag-stay kayo dyan. Kasi dito talagang, although may mga laban na dito, hindi pa rin kasing, hindi ka kagaya dyan na talagang nag-open up na talagang nagsisimula ng bumukas ng boxing. Mark?
Nagtiwala lang ako kay Sir Sean Gibos na bigyan ako ng laban sa Amerika kasi pag umuwi pa ako sa Pilipinas, mawala yung momentum sa training ko at tataba lang ako doon. So, nag-continue ng training ako dito at nagtitiwala lang ako sa gym ko, sa gym namin, sa Wildcard, at saka kay Sir Sean.
Alright, thanks very much guys. Thank you,
Nick.
Thank you, Nick. Salamat. Ang susunod na magkatanong ngayon is Mike Ochoa ng Manila Standard. Mike?
Commish, thank you. Pasensya na, wala akong video.
No problem.
Boses muna. I just have several questions. I'll start with Oben. Coach,
Yes, sir.
kamusta?
Mabuti po.
Andito na tayo. Nalalapit na naman.
Meron akong tanong, Coach, hindi lang kita nasusundan kasi masyado nung umalis kayo. You remain to be the head coach, no, of the team of Team Ancajas. Meron pa bang ibang kasama ngayon sa coaching staff mo?
Meron sir, si Sir Brendan Gibbons, yung assistant ko po ngayon sa laban ni Jerwin.
Okay. Nabanggit kanina ni Jerwin na nagpupunta rin siya sa wildcard. Meron ka, nagkakausap pa kayo ni Freddy doon o meron bang assistant si Freddy doon na tumutulong sa'yo? O do you collaborate din?
Paano lang po, pumupunta po kami doon, sparring lang po sir sa mga fighters nila sa sa wildcard. Mga fighters nila na katimbang ni Jerwin. Yun lang po ang punta namin every Wednesday and Friday po.
Opo. So you remain to be the head coach of the coaching staff, no? Of Jerwin.
Yes po, yes po.
Tapos si Brendan, okay. May kalutong akong tanong, pati si Jerwin, no? Nung mga ilang taon nakaraan, mga 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I went up to survival camp. Nakapag-dinner nga tayo doon, Jerwin, no? Naalala ko pa yung pagkakataon na yun, no? Binibisita ko kayo doon. One thing that we talked about was in the survival camp, pinag-usapan niyo yung gutom. No? Yung hunger, no? Joven, yung gutom na makarating tayo, nasan tayo ngayon. Several months ago, nagpunta tayo ng Amerika. Umamarapati nyo, siyempre, masasabi naman natin na ang buhay dyan, madaming amenities, no? I'm sure nagpupunta kayo sa wildcard na kotse, maganda yung pinagtatrainingan nyo kumpara doon sa survival camp natin na talagang ginawa natin talagang, di ba, Spartan, no? So ang tanong ko, meron bang sa tingin mo, Oven, bilang coach, na nawala sa gutom ni Jerwin nung napadali ang buhay dyan? At kung meron, ano ang adjustments mo? So, and then next question is kay Jerwin. Jerwin, may naramdaman ka bang parang kakaiba dun sa gutom mo?
Para sa akin po, wala po akong nakikitang kakaiba ni Jerwin. Yung buhay namin sa Pilipinas, sa survival camp, sanay kami na wala kaming boxing ring, walang punching bag, punch meet lang, kung saan saan na kalsada, sa ilalim ng mangga, ilalim ng sagingan. Pag dito, nag-training kami dito sa wildcard, hindi naman, wala kaming nakikitang kakaiba sir. Wala akong nakikita sa kanya na kakaibang nagbago yung ugali niya, nagbago yung ano niya. At ako naman lahat ng oras nakatingin sa kanya at binabantayan ko siya. Yes.
Jerwin, ikaw?
Para sa amin sir, ganun din sir. Wala namang pinagbago sa amin dito sir sa camp. Yun, kung ano lang, yun nga, may mga gym na maganda na trainingan namin dito din sa sir, yung sabi ni coach, pumunta lang kami sa wildcard talaga para sa ring, yung sukat ng ring, parang maano namin yung ring, kasi dito kumbaga parang survival camp lang din yung ginawa namin dito sir, kasi dito lang kami nagtitraining sa bahay po, dito sa backyard lang din po namin. Kung nakita niyo sa mga ano po sa
alright, nakikita ko.
Opo, parang ganun lang sir, yung kumbaga yung focus at saka ano namin, walang pinagbago sir sa kung may nadagdag siguro, hindi na naman sa laban na namin ipapalagay sir.
Okay. Last question po. Kay Mark lang. Mark, nung nagpunta ka dyan, kay Coach Freddy ka na nagpunta. Bago, before that time, hindi ka kay Coach Freddy nagka-train, ano? So, pagdating mo lang dyan, that's the time na sa wildcard ka kay Coach Freddy ka nag-umpisa, tama?
Noong January 2020, pumunta na kami, sabi ako sa kanyang coach, hindi ba ako mag-training sa inyo? Sabi niya, sige, pwede ka na dito, sabi niya. So, nagkaroon na ako dito lang, tapos kasi ma-lockdown, kaya sabi niya nakapag-flex.
Oo nga. Actually, pag tinanggap ka ni Freddy, sabihin niya, potential ka. No? Yun ang unang magandang nangyari. So, ito ang tanong ko. Meron ko bang nakitang binago si Freddy sa estilo mo? Dahil alam natin, matagal ka sa isang grupo, di ba? Matagal ka rin doon at sabi ng marami na yung training style doon ay halos isa. No? Yung distansya ng paa, yung galawan na in and out, yung jump. Alam yung pinag-usapan ko. Dito ba, meron bang binago si Freddy? At nabanggit mo kasi kanina, go for a knockout kick. Di ba? For the next fight. So meron bang binago si Freddy?
Meron po, simula ng pagdating ko, ang ginagawa nila, tinanggal yung mga wild na suntok ko. Yung mga suntok ko lang nila dati, yung mga sobrang wild na suntok. Parang papatay ng aso, ano? Kaya, nago nila yun, ginawang, kahit na job straight na dapat suntok, dati wild, masyadong wild eh. Kaya tinanggal ko na yung Coach Freddy, dinagdagan yung support ko.
Nahirapan ka naman sa adjustment o okay lang sa'yo? Matagal ka ba
Muna, hindi pa ako naka-adjust, siyempre hindi yung galaw ko eh. Kaya ngayon, naka-adjust ko na sa next na laban, papalita ko na magsayo.
Sige, hintayin ko yan, Mark. Okay, good luck to both of you. Sean, thank you for supporting our Filipino boxers. Thank you.
Salamat po.
Thank you so much, Mike. Alright, apologies kay Nick, nabanggit ko kanina, mali na ulit daily trade yun si Nick Yoko. Nick, pasensya na. Ano yan eh, nakasanayan ko. Panahon pa ng pagkaka-commissioner ko, nasa Manila Polytechnic. Alam ko nagtuto pa rin. Alright, our second to the last who will ask the questions today is from One Sports. Yeah, tama yan. Carlo Pangituan. Carlo?
Thank you, Com. For Jerwin lang, nabanggit na rin ni Sir Sean kanina na pag napag-uusapan yung super flyweight division, nabanggit si Torong Rizay, si Estrada, si Chocolatito, may frustrations ka ba, Jerwin, na hindi ka pa pinimension alongside those names even if nakakarami ka na nga na title defenses and champion ka since 2016?
Hindi naman sir, kasi yun nga, para sa akin, parang inano ko pa rin yung sarili ko na hindi pa siguro ako ka-level na, pero ano sir, umaasa talaga ako sir na makakaharap ko sila na kumbaga ipapakilala ko yung sarili ko sa kanila, pero hindi po sa ngayon sir, yung focus ko talaga itong laban na darating ko ngayon kasi ito yung daan na ano ko sila, kumbaga makaharap at maka-level sa kanila.
Salamat, Jerwin. Para kay Mark naman, alam natin, no, yung assistant trainer ni Coach Freddy Rocha Wildcard is Marvin Somojo, his long-time trainer. How has it been working with him? Marami ba siyang natutulong sa'yo? Kumusta yung relationship ng dalawa, Mark?
Siya po yung kumbaga nagtatanong-slip din sa akin pag meron akong dinay-dinay kay Coach Freddy. At siya po nag-hand-drop sa akin sa laban at sa training. At tinitrain din niya ako pag pagod si Coach Freddy, siya din nagpapasuit sa akin. So, malaking tulong din silang dalawa sa akin talaga. At nag-improve ako every training ko.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you po.
Carlo, okay na?
Yes, okay.
Thank you, Carlo. All right. Now we will go to our final member of the media who will ask a question to the panel. Jerry Ramos of Spain.ph. Jerry?
Hello, Com. Good evening sa lahat ng mga guests natin dyan. First question is kay Jerwin. Jerwin, ito siguro na yung pinakamahabang panahon na hindi ka lumaban, no? Tingin mo ba maninibago ka o medyo may kalawang pag-akyat mo sa ring this April 10?
Para sa akin, sir, para sa akin kasi, sir, wala kaming tigil sa training. Para sa akin, hindi ako na maninibago hindi na ako maninibago, sir. Kasi yung tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung training kahit walang laban, kailan yung laban. Nung doon pa kami sa Dipulog, talagang yung training namin tuloy-tuloy, sir, hanggang ngayon, sir. palagi ko hindi ako manibago at siniset ko na yung sarili ko na i-host itong ko sa boxing, nalaman ko sa boxing, sir.
Jerwin, tsaka kay Mark, kamusta ang timbang nyo ngayon? On ano ba kayo? On track?
Sa akin po, okay na pala. Kasi siguro mga 8 pounds, ready na po.
8 pounds, no? Kakayang kuhanin in 3 weeks, no? 3 weeks. Si Jerwin, ikaw?
Ngayon po, nag-maintain po kami sa 10 pounds, sir, kasi nung nakaraang week po nakuha ko ng maaga yung 8 o mas madali kong nakuha ngayon. Kaya ngayon sabi ni coach, maintain ka muna kasi parang din si coach nabigla yung nung unang week ko kasi mabilis kong bumaba ng timbang. Kaya sabi niya, itong week na darating, doon na kami talaga kasi may sparring pa kasi kami nung week na yun, sir.
So nakakakain ka pa ng maganda, no?
Opo, pa sir. Kakain na, sir. Kasabay pa naman, sir.
Kay Coach Joben, Joben, sabi mo nagkikita kayo nila Coach Freddy sa wildcard. May mga binibigay din ba sa yung pointers tungkol sa mga galaw o kilos ni Jerwin kahit paano?
Wala naman po, sir, kasi busy sila dun sa baba, sabay yung training. Kaya kami lang dun sa taas po. Hindi sila nakakaakit na sa taas sa daming boxer po nila.
Pero nagtatanong-tanong ka rin ba kay Coach Freddy?
Hindi pa. Sa sunod na, sir, nahiya pa kami. Nahiya pa kami lumapit. Kaya picture nga, nahiya kami, sir. Kaya sa sunod po, kaya tanong-tanong na kami. Kinakaibigan pa namin, sir.
Okay. And one last final question kay Sir Sean. What's the plan for both boxers moving forward? Are they going to stay in the US for a while or go back home for a moment?
Well, I think after Mark fights, it depends how quick we can possibly get in a world title fight. That'll depend on what he does. And I got to talk to, of course, his wife, who's always a tremendous help, Miss Frances Mixayo. Want to thank her too for everything she does for Mark. Able to let Mark just focus on training and fighting. She takes care of everything for us. Wonderful to have. Jerwin, of course, yeah, he's definitely gonna go home for a little bit. He's been away from his family through the holidays. He missed the birthday of his son, Kyrie. So definitely gonna go back to the Philippines for a minute, regroup, see how quick we can get him back in the ring. Of course, you always gotta wait till April 10th to really make decisions. You can talk about what you're gonna do, how you're gonna do it, but until the fight happens, you can't make 100%, but that's kind of the plan what we're looking at.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you so much, Jerry. All right, before we end, let me just ask a few things lang. Unahin ko muna kay Coach Hoven. Coach Hoven, sino nagiging sparring mates ni Jerwin so far? At meron ka pa pinaplano?
Ang una pong ka-sparring talagang dinala namin dito at pinakiusapan namin si Jonas Sultan. Tapos nung mga last month na nakiusap kami kay Sir Sean na magkaroon ng ka-sparring sa wildcard, kaya nakuha namin si Christian Robles at saka si Scrappy Ramirez po. Dalawa sila ang tumulong kay Jerwin sa sparring po. Okay.
Mark, the same thing. Sino mga nagiging sparring mo ngayon sa wildcard, Mark?
Mga boxer nila mas pwede, si Marcelo Gesta, yung mga Meksikano na lumaban kahapon, taga-Oxnard po sila, hindi ko alam yung mga pangalan eh. At saka yung last na South po, Meksikano, si Oscar Acevedo, sa undefeated din po. So, magaganda po yung mga kasparing ko, magagaling po, mas mamalaki sa akin. So, mas nag-enjoy ako sa training, sa sipakan.
Yan lang ang tao nag-i-enjoy na pinupugbog, ano? Sarap, ano, Mark?
Nag-enjoy kami. Marami po matutunan eh.
additional question for both Mark at saka kay Jerwin. Sino magiging nasa corner mo sa fight night? Mark, ikaw muna. Ando ba si Coach Freddy at ang catman mo? Sino magiging nasa corner mo?
Ang magiging corner ko, head trainer si Coach Freddy at si Coach Marvin. At meron po silang catman na kinukuha sa PBC na po sila. PBC.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Jerwin? Sino ang, of course, Coach Hoven will be there. Sino ang magiging catman ninyo?
Assistant.
Ang assistant na namin si Sir Brandon Gibbons po.
Siya na rin ang catman. Siya na rin.
Yes po.
Yeah, the cutman supplied by the PVC, it's, I can't think of his name, but they have two cutmen that work both corners, depending on who it is, and they're both very good friends of mine. They're both great cutmen, Danny Milano and, I'm drawing a blank on the other.
All right.
And Mike, so good stuff.
One final question, I guess, to both boxers. Alam natin na madami pa rin ang kaso. Jerwin, sabi nga ni Sean Gibbons, you have plans of coming back to the Philippines. Meron ba kayong vaccination? Have you been given vaccinations? Is that something that is being required by the fighters? When are you going to get this, and is this going to be available to all of you? I'll start with you, Jerwin.
Kami po, kami po ni Coach Jubin, dito sa mga kasama ko, na-vaccine na po ako, sir. Pfizer po yung vaccine na inana namin, sir.
At wala namang epekto sa'yo? Wala naging epekto kahit ng araw?
Wala man po. Yung ano lang, yung yung parang normal na tinurukan ka ng ano sir, yung vaccine na mangalay lang yung kamay mo, dalawang araw o parang ano lang, parang ano yung tawag niya? Yung pamao? Yan lang yun sir.
Okay. Ikaw naman, Mark, have you gotten your vaccines also?
Wala pa po, pero twice test kami twice a week.
Okay.
Sana
nga makuha mo rin kung hindi bago after the fight. Alright, before we end, Sean, I will give it to you. Can you break down the fight card, please, for the members? I know that there are other fights on the card on April 10. Can you give us the other main events of this coming event?
Yes, in the main event, it's a sensational fight with an up-and-coming kid named Jerwin Ancajas, undefeated from Philadelphia, fighting Sergey Lipnitz, kind of a gatekeeper. Guy's fought for the world title. He was an IBF world champion. Tremendous fight. That's 12 rounds for the IBO title. Then you have a kid named Eugenio Stanionis fighting Thomas Delorme, another 50-50 type fight. Stanionis, kind of that undefeated kid looking to make a name, looking to take a step up. That's a Marvin Samudio fighter. Thomas Delorme's fought everybody, another guy that was a champion along the way, and that'll be a world title eliminator. Of course, Jerwin, Mark McSayo, and there's a couple other undercard fights, but those three main TV fights on Showtime are all 50-50, 60-40 type fights. Really, really exciting fights. So it's like I said, it's quite an honor to be on Showtime. This will be Jerwin's first fight on Showtime, and there's a lot of people watching this fight. A lot of media, a lot of people are looking for Jerwin to get past this fight to go on to that next big step. And same with Mark.
All right.
And real quick, I just want to thank a couple people. Jonas Sultan, One Punch Jonas. He's been here since August 1st. He's been very instrumental in helping Jerwin, working with Jerwin. We're looking at potentially getting him a fight before he comes back to the Philippines. And of course, we have the Olympian, Yamir Felix Marshall. Yamir's been very instrumental in helping and working with Jerwin, holding the pads, working with the coach. So it's been a really good team, Philippines here. Everybody's gotten along real well. Yamir's working for his goal, that's a gold medal in the Olympics. Jerwin to defend his belt, Jonas for an opportunity. So I've been very happy and very pleased for what we've been able to accomplish here. And I think April 10th, that's going to show. And then Tokyo in July is going to show for Yamir Felix Marshall also. So it's been very nice over there.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Sean, for putting this all together and giving us, another opportunity to see all our fighters try to bring back glory for the Philippines. I will finish the press con with a few words from our boxers. Unahin ko muna si Mark Magsayo. Mark, final words mo to our members of the media and of course the Big Boss event.
Thank you for having me here. Maraming salamat sa mga Pilipino sa mga suporta. Pagkasali po kami ni Champ Jerwin Ancajas na manalo sa laban namin darating ngayong April 10 at sana ay pagpalarin po kami manalo at igabayin mo kami lahat sa darating namin laban. Maraming salamat po kay Sir Sean, sa team ko, team Wildcard, saka sa manager ko, saka sa kay Sir Alhimon. Maraming salamat. At saka sa Big Boss.
Maraming salamat, Mark. Good luck. At ngayon, huling pananalita, Jerwin, ikaw naman ang magbigay ng iyong final words para sa media at sa Big Boss.
Unang-una po, nagpapasalamat po kami talaga sa tao na laging sumusuporta sa amin sa team namin sa survival camp. Kay Sir Gilbert Cruz po sa Big Boss Cement, kay Ma'am Pin. Sila po yung nag-ano sa amin,
sorry, idol.
Sa amin kay Sir Sean na nagbigay ng makalaban ako ulit at sana po ipagdasal niyo po ang aming darating na laban at sana supportahan niyo po kami sa darating namin na laban na walang masamang mangyari sa amin lalo pati na sa mga kalaban namin at maraming salamat po sa inyo sa mga nandito ngayon sa nanood, mga media, lalo na kay Sir Kinito, Sir Joseph Ramos, sa inyo, Sir Noli, at sa lahat po na hindi ko mabanggit, kay Sir Dennis Grisbunya, maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta po lagi sa amin, sa mga boxer na nandito, at lalo na sa mga team ko na nandito ngayon sa harapan ko, sila Yumet at saka si Jonas Sultan na talagang ang supportation nila. Si Marvin at saka si Brendan, si Sean, nandito lahat. At sa survival camp, maraming salamat sa Dipolog, Pitra Cement. Maraming salamat sa inyo, sir. At pagbutihin ko talaga itong laban ito at kayo ang mga dahilan na bakit kami nagsasakripisyo dito, sir. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. God bless po.
Maraming salamat. And of course, Mark, we will all be praying for you. Tayo maging matagumpay sa araw po na laban. Again, to the members of the media, maraming salamat. Final reminder, this fight on April 10 will be shown on April 11 courtesy of Big Boss Cement. Lahat po yung fights na binanggit ni Sean will be aired on One Sports and One Sports Plus. And ito po ay handog ng Big Boss Cement. Maraming salamat kay Engineer Gilbert Cruz, Presidente, and of course Chief Company Innovator, Dr. Nish Ordonez, ang Senior Vice President, sir. Thank you so much for being here and your support. Ma'am Pen, Sir Charles, Miraflor, si Richard has been very busy putting this together. And of course, the Signal TV, kay Vito Lasatin, and Ma'am Shena Olaso, thank you. We will bring the fight on April 11, and hopefully, one of our own here, Kinito, will be there to join us in the fight. So, let's just pray for Jerwin at kay Mark na sana magtagumpay ang Pilipino muli. Maraming po salamat sa inyo lahat sa inyong pagsama sa ating virtual press con. Mabuhay po kayo. Stay safe, everyone. Again, maraming pong salamat sa inyo lahat.
Viva Filipino!
Viva! Yes!
Boss! Viva!
Thanks, Sean. Good luck, man.
Thank you. Thank you. See you, Mark. Sir Mark.
Thank you for watching, guys. Tapos na kami. So, shout out sa'yo. Vlog ko Crusader Kalaban.
Follow YouTube. Jonas Sports.
Marvin Mabait. Ayan na, nagkagulo ng mga vloggers. So, titit up. Please subscribe to channel. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Dito na.
Clean. Oh, check.
Yes.
Jonas.
It's time.
boys in. One punch man. Yo, Dean.
Alright.
Sir, dito kami.
So ito, pamilya. Mark, si Francis naman. Si Francis.
We in
Para makita rin natin.
Mark.
One shot, God. One shot.
Mark.
Marvin boy. Marvin TV. Gentlemen, we have a blast from the past here, Mr. Marvin. Maybach. The champ is here.
Coming back.
All right. Ready? One.
Woo.
I'm doing
All right. All right.
Thank you.
Ngayon kami na dito nakatingin.
Andun may kamera.
Doon pa lang. Sana all. Ano look?
Alright, thank you guys.
Alright. Nag-enjoy ba kayo dyan?
Magnifico.
Yes.
Oo, mga idol. Oh.
Right, so.
Sweet.
One last question.
Oh.
Oh. That is awesome. Hold on a second, I'm gonna send them here.
Tapos na po kami, mga idol. So, salamat sa panonood. Shout out na lang ka. Shout out na lang. Shout out. Shout out dyan kay Leo Jan Kila.
Experience yan with
Kilian,
Jonas, Yumin, Mark,
Lloyd,
yan.
si Chon, shout out sa'yo. Alan Aquino will televise. Televise dito ang laban nila, tapos magla-live kami sa YouTube channel kay Yumer, kundi kay Mabait channel. So, sana sa YouTube na lang tayo manonood. Yun. Huwag niyong kalimutan na mag-subscribe din sa channel ko, Jonas Sultan White channel, para makapag-live tayo. Aabot tayo ng 100. 1,000 para maka-live tayo. Kahit anong mga laban ay la-live natin para may content tayo na ma-post araw-araw. So, God bless po sa lahat.
Motivation kami na dapat namin kailangan namin tapusin, kailangan namin ibigay sa ating bansa.
Yan o.
We sent a message.
Bakit yan? Ang galing ba yan? Ito si Kats. Salamat sa inyo. Ito po yung vlog ni Kats. So, salamat sa pag-subscribe kay Kats. So, magpapaalam na po kami. See you. At magla-live kami sa laban ni Jerwin at saka ni Magsayo. Thank you, everyone. Ikaw na? Na-shout out mo tanan dere. Shout out. Shout out, mag-shout out ka ron. Hindi, tanan dere.
IBF champion of the world.
Shout out kay
When he's done beating Jonathan Javier Rodriguez, and we never look past anybody, give us the Rat King, baby. Give the champ the Rat King. Let's go, champ. Let's go, Eddie. Woo! Pretty boy, right there. See?
Yeah.
Just came up.
Ayos na.
Coach, look at that. Man, that big boss is everywhere. That big boss. That fucking big boss. Let me get a pic of him.
You heard the story with Rishi Tegi?
Yeah. Hold on a second, let me get a pic of this champ.
Happy TV, salamat.
That big boss. Good.
Everywhere, sir. Everywhere. Everywhere, sir.
Anthony? Throw all the. We need to just lay them on, just lay in the mix. 3, 2, 1. The lighting's good too. One, the colors, the
Big Boss, everything.
That's good.
Coach,
Sir
we're in a hotel.
Nonoy Ariscon.
It's a hotel. We rented out the hotel hall. We did the
Who's picture?
Ay, asa mo ka?
Yeah, do a picture first, and we'll do a shout out. Now let me do a picture with Jones. These are scary.
Triple G daw, Jonas, Jobin, Jerwin.
Brenda, last one.
Triple J.
Give me a shout out to Hayabusa.
Oh, galing ah.
Galing ah.
Stickon. Stitchon.
Ready?
Stitchon.
3,
Lies Stitchon, Triple J.
2, 1.
Just want to give a shout out to our guys in Hayabusa for always taking care of IVF champion of the world, Jerwin Ancajas. Nothing better than Hayabusa gloves. Want to thank Craig for everything. Anthony Aquino, April 10th. Hayabusa coming out a winner again. Jerwin Ancajas. Woo! Perfect.
Anthony, I like you again.
No boxing, no life.
No boxing, no life.
That's all right. That was for someone else.
Alright,
Send to
alright.
Eddie right now.
I sent it in the.
Steve, great stuff there. Really appreciate that. Your stuff.
Sir Steve.
Good look.
Kain ta?
Good look.
Coach, soon. One Punch Man.
See,
Coming.
You got a picture of right?
Kaya din.
Jonas.
One Punch Sultan!
Jonas.
One Punch!
Jonas, Akma, Gordo, One Punch Man. What's the signature? Signature.
One Punch.
Jack Ma.
Jonas, One Punch!
Sultan.
One Punch Sultan!
Ito si Mang Imer, tumanda na, makapal na yung...
Bibilis ng tumanda eh, no?
Bilis.
Someone killed someone. He shot the gun.
I heard it was like, what the hell was that?
I see. It's not, it's handcuff. And you like this also. That's why I try to.
Salamat po sa inyo lahat. Bye-bye Jonas.
Bye-bye mga.
Ben, sabihin mo na maraming salamat sa nanonood.
Maraming salamat po sa inyo sa laging pagsuporta sa panonood ninyo sa Jobin Sports Jobin Sports po Jonas Sultan TV, Babae TV, at Yumer Marshall TV.
1,000 subscriber.
Supportahan po natin ang mga kapwa natin, lalo na sa mga vlog na ito, mga boxingero. Maraming salamat po. God bless.
Habang tumatangka din ako.
Sana.
Ay, salamat po ulit.
Jer, partner ko di Jonas. 1, 2, 3.
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man, baby.
Alright. One Jack Ma.
Salamat sa lahat.
1, 2, 3.
I'm ready to shoot one guy here.
Alright.
With your camera for Daryl. Give me someone to the IBF.
Coach, gibayaran ako sa karong bulan ko, 21.
Dollars?
Hindi. Picture mo ba?
Tinan
mo sa'yo.
Giminus nila?
Wala, kung dawat hapit 200,
Yeah.
kamay ram?
Okay, here we go. Brendan, we sent
3,
email there.
2. Where's the belt?
Right there. It's good. It's good. You can see it, right?
Yeah. There you go. 3, 2, 1.
Annie Baby.
Right,
Long time coming.
Go. 3, 2.
Annie Baby. Long time coming. April 10th. IBF champion of the world. Jonathan Rodriguez. Get that out of the way and then on to the next, baby. Let's go. Woo! I want one last pick. IBF. Reporter from the
Picture. I like this.
Ay, wala, taga-IBCB na siya. Ay, si Juan.
You got it, you won. Busa.
Hey man.
Cheese.
Go, go, go. NP promotion. EPTV.
Looks good. Photo while shoot a little higher. No, it's good. Calm down on it. Perfect. Photo
Alright.
Photo bombers. Cut! Oh! That's it. That's a wrap. That's Steve World. Steve World. Whatever Steve still needs.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Salamat po.
Finish here with your ABS-CBN.
Kakain na kami.
Si Marvin, pag ABS-CBN, ano masabi mo sa malalapit mong laban?
Excited na ako at papakita ko ang pinaghirapan namin ni Coach sa lahat. Nasa team ni Jonas, nandito kami at handang-handa na sa laban.
Ako rin, handa na. Handa na wala.
Very nice.
Very nice. Ala Nakino, thank you, Coach Jobin. Yes, thank you.
Correct, sir. It's correct. Hey, Jonas, take us a picture with the champ. We're not the champ right here. We're in our. Yeah, if you take a picture.
Yo.
Just our natural champ. We're our natural pose. Chilling in the kitchen. Tall guys up top.
Pwede.
Ready, 1, 2, 3.
EPTV, pwede po.
Get the flash.
GameYard TV. GameYard watching Laguna.
One punch.
Universal.
One punch. That's all it takes.
Excited namin.
One punch in the house.
Thank you po ulit. Liu Jan, Kilian from Laguna. Okay, close na namin. Salamat.
Wala kang nag-live, Coach.
Jay Robles, salamat po. Good luck sa inyo. Salamat po.